Hey, hello. This is Larry Spear. I'm going to be your guide today for this little walk through the 10 reasons not to have a 401k. And we started this because the 401k has sort of become the default answer for most Americans to save for their retirement. The 401k is now over 40 years old, and so it's been around long enough to see the good, and there are some good, but to see the reasons that it doesn't live up to its billing. And so we thought we would do this as kind of an educational event and share with you some truth about why 401k is not your best option. So let's get started. The top 10 reasons not to have a 401k. We are brought to you by New Life Financial Alliance. We're a national financial company that's in most of the states. Now we just need to remind you here, our disclaimer, that benefits vary by company, although we're not talking about any particular product today. And then also that NLFA does not provide tax or legal advice. And so, if you see something in here about tax or legal issues, make sure you consult your advisor. We are a tax awareness company, and that's part of what we'll talk about a little bit today. So let's get started. Reason number one, you have a lousy partner. When you went to work and the HR person handed you out the 401k and told you what a wonderful thing it was and you signed up, you took on a partner in your retirement business, and that partner is the federal government. And so here's the deal. You became you're the one that put up all the money. You're the one that's going to take all the risk. You're the one that's going to manage it day to day. And at the end of 30, 40 years, when you get ready to retire, your partner is going to step in at that moment and tell you how much you owe him. Now, you wouldn't do business in a normal way that way, but that's what you do with a 401k. The guy with the rules, which is the IRS, can change those rules, by the way, anytime. And just let me tell you, with all the money that the federal government is spending these days, where do you think that money is going to come from eventually? You got it. It's going to be on higher taxes. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. Number one, you got a lousy partner. Reason number two, it's not all your money. And it kind of ties back to number one. You look at your 401k statement and you see you're doing pretty good, and you forget a few things. You forget that a third to 40% of that money today, at today's tax rate, belongs to the IRS. And sooner or later they will come to you and tell you that you need to begin to pay out your share of the deal. Reason number three is that the fees are killing you. The fees inside your 401k is like a cancer. It's eating away at the growth of your 401k, and you really don't even know them or see them because they hide them very well. The average 401k fee in America is somewhere between 2 and 2.5%. If your fees are just 2%, then it will cut your return on your 401k over the years in half. You make half of the money, the fee company makes half of the money. Does that seem fair? But that's what happens. Your fees are killing you. Reason number four, you know about all the gotchas that are inside the 401k. We don't have time to cover them all, but let me tell you, here's a few of them. Is that the gotchas will get you. Right? So gotcha number one is that you give up, you forfeit low tax rates. I know you got into the deal because you said that you were going to be able to take money out and get it out with a lower tax rate. Well, listen, let me tell you. You give up the access to the lowest tax rate in the country, called capital gains, because you're locked and loaded inside that 401k. The second thing is you get into forced taxation. When you hit 72, whether you're ready or not, Uncle Sam is going to begin to mandate that you take out a certain amount of money, withdraw it, and pay the tax on it. Now, number three is it'll help, and most likely it's going to cause taxation of your Social Security. Many people don't believe that Social Security benefits are taxed, but they certainly are. Today, if your household income is above 44%, in retirement, then 85% of your Social Security it counts as taxable income. The fourth gotcha is that it may very well cause you to have higher Medicare premiums. The Part B and Part D are means tested, and that means that you may very well, because you did well and you followed the rules and saved up some money in your retirement plan, it may very well mean that you pay a higher premium for your Medicare. And the gotcha number 5 is that when you die and your spouse dies at the same time, and you try to pass that money down to your kids and your grandkids, if you haven't made plans for that, the IRS could be the largest beneficiary of your 401k, and you don't even know about that. So those things are something we need to talk about, but those are some of the gotchas. The reason number 5 is your money is always at risk. If your money, 87% of all 401ks sit inside a mutual fund. Those mutual funds are at risk in the market. We just experienced after you're going 11 years of bull run in the marketplace, it turned bearish, and we saw in 2020 the same thing that we saw in 2003 and in 2008. Is that the market left you hanging. And so that money, you never know when the money's in that market place when some event is going to happen, and it's going to significantly put your nest egg at risk. Reason number 6, the myth of the tax advantage. You know the deal. Hey, look, you can put your money in, and any money that you put into the 401k now, you get a tax deduction for it, and when you go to get out of retirement, you're going to be at a lower tax rate, and yada yada yada. That's just not true. It's just not true. There is no mathematical advantage to pre-tax contributions and tax deferred growth. In fact, you can make a very big argument that you're penalized for that because you're paying taxes on the harvest and not just the seeds. Reason number 7, you get limited lousy investment options. Your 401k, your boss, your company is only required to give you 3 options. And so the easy option is always in a mutual fund, and those mutual 86% of all mutual funds underperform their index. In fact, experts say that the average person in the market is only making about 1.7% net of his money, because you've got the money in the wrong place at the wrong time. Reason number 8, your money is in tax prison. You put that money into your 401k, it is locked in there until you're 59 and a half. At 59 and a half, you can begin to draw money out. Now you got to pay tax on it, but when you take that money out, before 59 and a half, guess what? You pay a 10% penalty and the tax on the money that you take out. It's just not a good deal for you, but a great deal for Uncle Sam and the IRS. Reason number 9 not to have a 401k, that's the loan trap. If you're of any age, you remember the Eagles Hotel California, right? You come in and you can't get out. You can check out any time, but you can't leave. And so if you can, 30% of all 401k plans have already got a loan attached to it. They've reached in and tapped into that loan. And if you don't start making payments in a timely period of time, guess what? You pay the penalty and you pay the tax. Guess what? If you move or fired or get lost, you've got to pay get fired or get terminated. You have to pay the whole thing back before you can leave. The loan trap can be a really, really bad and nasty place. Reason number 10, the old matching fund trick. Well, look, that's everybody will tell you, hey man, if your employer is matching, go ahead and take it. It's like free money. Well, kind of. The problem is you've got to hang around long enough to get that free money. You got to be in that business before to be vested. Those vesting numbers, years get longer and longer. And here's the real story today. Close to 30% of all companies that were matching 401k funds before COVID-19 stopped matching because it was a way that they could save money on their side. Okay, so that whole listen, if your boss will give you matching, okay, take it and run, but just understand there's a trick to it, and if you don't understand the trick, you lose. All right, last thing, that sounded good news. I just want to end this with you with good news. The good news is there is a better way. You're not stuck with just a 401k or 403b or 457 plan or SEP. There are better ways for you to be able to put money aside and for you to be able to put money away for your retirement. And so I'm not, if somebody invited you to come watch this video, get back to them and have a conversation with them. Have them run a scientific, mathematical, and financial analysis for you, and let them show you. Let them show you on paper that there is a better way. I appreciate you spending time with me today. I hope I gave you some information that you didn't know. I hope I gave you some information that'll make you think. And again, thanks for being with us, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.